guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Becca and today I am announcing the second 48-hour BookoplAthon. If any of you guys are unfamiliar with the BookoplAthon, it is a readathon based on Becca's Bookopoly, which is the TBR game that I play every single month. I roll the dice, land on a prompt, and then I have to pick a book that fulfills that prompt to read in the month. Now, there has been 2 rounds of this readathon previously. We had a 48-hour round last July, and then in September we had a month-long round. Both of those rounds were very different, and this round is going to be different yet again. If you did participate in the last 48-hour BookoplAthon, a lot of things are remaining the same. However, we have one key twist, which I will get to a little bit later in this video, and it is one that I am very excited about, but also makes me incredibly nervous. So the basics, when is this readathon happening? It is happening on the 20th and the 21st of March, which is a Saturday and a Sunday, and it is taking place in the GMT time zone, which is the time zone that the UK is in. Last time we did this, I did say that you may want to follow the UK schedule, but you can follow your own time zone if you wish. For this round, it is very important that you participate in the same time zone as everybody else. So this is going to be entirely in GMT, and you will find out why very soon. So the big thing about the last 48-hour BookoplAthon was the roll drops. There were 8 prompts in total. I gave you 2 in the announcement video, and every 12 hours another 2 rolls were revealed. That is staying the same for this round, so once again you cannot plan your TBR for this readathon. The roll drop schedule is going to be the same as it was. You will get 2 prompts at the end of this video. Your next prompts are going to be revealed at midday GMT on the 20th of March. You will then get 2 more at midnight on Saturday as Saturday turns into Sunday, and then your last 2 will be revealed at midday GMT again on the 21st of March, which is the Sunday. So where is this readathon happening? Last time all of the roll drops were posted to Twitter. That was the main place, and I also posted them to Instagram for people not on Twitter. The roll drops are going to be posted to Twitter this time, but they are also going to be posted somewhere else, which I will get to in a minute. But I would recommend that you do follow the Twitter, because any kind of like adjustments in anything that's happening, all of the roll drops, any information you may have missed is going to be posted there. The @ for that is at Becca's Bookopoly. I will link it in the description box, as I will be linking everything that I mentioned that you guys are going to need to know. And you can also at the Twitter, if you have any polls or anything, or you need any help with the prompts throughout the readathon, the Twitter is there. It's a very busy place when BookoplAthon's happening. It's a fun time. We have a lot of people there participating. You need recommendations, there are always people participating who are willing to help you out. It's just a really great environment and I enjoy it. But aside from that, we do also have a Discord. Now, this is not going to be as active for the 48-hour round, because it is just like a lot to set up for 2 days. But if you would like to head there and just talk to people who enjoy participating in BookoplAthon, I imagine that that will be very active as well, because there are still people there using it who were on it for the September round. And if we do another month-long round, which I'm pretty sure I am going to do, the Discord is a great place to be, because there's a lot of talk and things happening on Discord during the month-long round. Not really much happening for the 48-hour round, but it is still a great community to join if you would like to talk about books, get recommendations, etc, etc. For the rules of this readathon, there aren't any really. I like to make this as accessible as possible to everyone. I like to give you guys plenty of options. There are 8 prompts in total. I under no circumstances want you guys to feel pressured to complete 8 prompts. I'm probably going to read 2, maybe 3 books during this. I do say that the kind of minimum requirement, like if you want to pass the readathon, then the ideal situation would be to read 1 book for every roll drop, which is 1 book every 12 hours. Realistically, that's not going to work for everyone. I'm probably not even going to be doing that. But I know some people like to get quite competitive with these things, so I do like to set that bar. However, there are other people who are more chill. There are people who read really quickly and will want to fulfill all 8 prompts. There's people who read really slowly and may finish 1 book over the 48 hours. Whatever type of reader you are, whatever you like to read, I want to make this a readathon that you can participate in. So yeah, the basic rules are that there aren't any. All formats count. You can can read ebooks, mangas, graphic novels, audiobooks, essays, Google pages if they fit the prompts, whatever you want to read. As long as it fulfills the prompt, you are golden. Because it is only 2 days as well, you can also use a book that you are already currently reading to fulfill the prompt. So if you are somebody who reads multiple books at once and one of the prompts just happens to fit a book that you're currently in the middle of, you can just pick that book up and read the second half of it during this readathon. As long as you complete it, as long as it fulfills the prompt, that's absolutely fine. Hybrid genre books also count. One of the boards that I use to generate the prompts is really vague, but one of them is really specific. So for example, if one of the prompts on the more specific board is to read a romance and you want to read a young adult fantasy that has a romantic subplot, that counts because it has romance in it. It doesn't have to be exclusively romance. You can also bend the prompts. As I've said multiple times, this is only a 2-day readathon. I just want you to have fun and participate. If you can justify a book to fit a prompt, then go ahead and do that. I don't mind, as long as you're having fun, it's fine. You can also double up on the prompts. If you're reading a book when the next roll drop happens and one of those prompts happens to already fit the book that you're currently reading, then that is amazing. You fulfilled that prompt as well. I also think it's quite fun to try and combine the prompts that you get in every roll drop and find like one book that fits both prompts. If you want to make it a little more challenging, you can do that, but you don't have to double up as long as you're reading. Once again, it's fine. And the last non-rule is just don't feel pressured to try and complete all of the prompts. As I've mentioned several times in this little section, it's just supposed to be a fun time. I try and make these 48-hour rounds quite interactive with things happening that keep you constantly engaged with the readathon and constantly wanting to read. I had really great feedback about the last 48-hour round as well. A lot of people had a really good time with the roll drops. So just participate at your own speed, at your own pace. If you want to challenge yourself and try and read everything, go ahead. But if you have a little bit of a busy weekend and you just want to jump in and out of the readathon, you may, like I said earlier, just read one book. That is fine as well. So now that I've caught you guys up on the basics of the readathon, it is time to talk about the specifics of this round. I have 2 things left to cover in this video. One of those things is, of course, the prompts, but the second thing, the most exciting thing about this, the reason that this has become my most ambitious project to date, is that this 48-hour Bookoplathon is going to be completely live. No, I am not kidding. It is going to be completely live, and I am very, very scared about this. As much as this is going to be a really fun event, it is also going to be a huge experiment, because as far as I'm aware, can't say for sure, I'm not all knowing, but as far as I'm aware, this is the first time that anybody has attempted an entirely live readathon. So it's a little bit daunting, but I do think it's going to be a really fun time. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Becca, are you going to be live for 48 hours? Absolutely not. I am absolutely not doing that. That would just be a terrible time for everybody involved. But what I do have is 10 wonderful co-hosts who are helping me make this thing a reality for you guys. I just want to thank them all real quick, because some of this is not fun, because this is entirely, when I say entirely live, I mean entirely live. There will not be, fingers crossed, a moment of this readathon that is not live. So some people are pulling graveyard shifts to bring you guys this readathon. So the most important thing about this round of Bookoplathon is the schedule. And that is why I said that if you guys want to participate in the full thing, it has to be done on UK time. I'm going to be giving you the schedule in GMT. I've timed this at a really awkward time where the week before the readathon, the clocks in the US go forward an hour. So I believe that the Eastern equivalent to GMT is going to be Eastern Daylight Time. So while I am going to be verbally giving you the schedule in GMT, I will also convert it for you guys into EDT and give you that as a graphic as well, which I will post to the Twitter, so it's a little bit easier for you guys to reference. So this readathon is essentially going to be a series of reading sprints live on YouTube. Everything is blocked out into 4-hour segments, so you will join a reading sprint. That reading sprint will last for 4 hours, and then you will move on to another channel and another 4-hour reading sprint. So moving on to the schedule of my hosts, who are absolute powerhouses, and I'm so so grateful for all of them. The Saturday schedule starts off at midnight until 4 AM GMT, and that one will be hosted by me. After that, on the graveyard shift from 4 AM until 8 AM GMT, we have Maddie from Book Browsing Blog. From 8 AM until midday GMT, we have Steph from Steph Loves. From midday until 4 PM GMT, we have Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. From 4 PM until 8 PM GMT, we have Mel from Mel Reads. And then lastly, for Saturday, from 8 PM until midnight, we have Deja from Deja's Book World. Moving on to Sunday, kicking us off at midnight until 4 AM GMT is Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin. The other graveyard shift, the 4 AM until 8 AM GMT, is hosted by Jade from JD Ray Reads. From 8 AM until midday GMT, we have Beth from Books Nest. From midday until 4 PM GMT, we have Aaron from BookedandBusy. From 4 PM until 8 PM GMT, we have Cody from Cody's Book Corner. And then we will begin wrapping up the readathon with the final 4 hours, which will be 8 PM until midnight GMT. And that one will once again be on my channel. So all of my co-hosts are going to be linked in the description box down below. I would definitely recommend that you guys go and check them all out because they are all wonderful people, wonderful content creators. And also, if you subscribe to them and put the notification bell on, you will get notified when each round of the sprints goes live in case you need to dip out at any point. At the time of filming this announcement, it is still early days. We have a month to go until the readathon, but in the week that is running up to the 48 hours where the readathon will actually happen, myself and my hosts will start to schedule the sprints, and I will gather all of the links and post them into a thread on Twitter before the readathon starts that has the time slot for each sprint converted into EDT as well, and the link to the sprint so that you guys can check this thread at any time and find where everything is happening and where you're supposed to be at that current time. Now, as I mentioned, this is a really fun event, but also an experiment. There is a chance that things could go horribly wrong, and if they do, I just truly hope that you forgive me. This is a whole project. As I mentioned, I'm not sure that this has been attempted before. I'm a little bit scared, but overall, I'm just really, really excited. And then finally, the last bit of information I need to give you guys is the information about the prompts. So on the BookoplAthon Twitter, a couple of weeks ago, I posted a poll and asked you guys which of my 4 Bookopoly boards is your favorite. And the 2 winners from that poll were the 2020 BookoplAthon board, which is the one that we used for the month-long September round, and also the one that I'm currently using, which is the 2021 board. So this one is very vague because it was designed for a readathon. You have prompts that allude to like settings, the size of the book, the covers of the book, and then this one is extremely specific because this is the one that I'm currently using and it is completely tailored to me. As I mentioned earlier in this video, there are going to be roll drops. They are going to be posted to Twitter, but as this readathon is completely live, they will also be shown in the live shows. So the time for the roll drops is going to be around 1/4 the hour, just so that people have time to move from one live show to the other. But the first roll drop following the prompts that I will give you here today is going to be in Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction sprints. The second is going to be in Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin sprints, and the third is going to be in Aaron from BookedandBusy's sprints. And I will then be posting them to Twitter, so if you can't make those live shows for any reason, if you miss the prompts, if you need to refer back to them, you will have somewhere else to go where you can recap. So now I'm not sure, but I think it's time for me to reveal the first roll, which is from the BookoplAthon board, and let you guys know what I might be possibly reading if I choose to pick this prompt. So BookoplAthon board roll number 1 is a 6. And that is a book with a dark cover. So the first roll was very vague, and it is to read a book with a dark cover. Now, as a fantasy reader, I have quite a lot of those, so don't hold me to this choice if I do decide to go with this prompt, but one of my possible contenders is Dark Harmony by Laura Thalassa. This is the last book in the Bargainer series, which is a fairy romance series about a siren called Callie who has a bracelet full of black beads up her arm, and each bead represents a debt that she owes to the Bargainer. The Bargainer is well known for being really ruthless and also collecting all of the debts that are owed to him. However, Callie hasn't seen him in 7 years and he has yet to collect a single debt that she owes him. So this is the finale to the series. It's chunky. It's like 410 pages, so not ideal for a readathon, but this series is also an incredibly easy read and I really love this series as well, so I don't think it will take me too long to get through this. But I do have numerous other possible contenders as well. I could also maybe pull in something that I'm currently reading at the time that the readathon starts, but at the minute I may go with this one. So 2021 board, roll number 1 is a 6, and that is a fantasy. And the first roll from the 2021 board was a fantasy. Now I could combine these perfectly and go with Dark Harmony for both prompts. However, I think I'm going to try and fulfill both of the prompts for the first drop with different books and go with Rat Queens Volume 4 by Curtis J. Weave. This is the 4th installment in an adult fantasy comic series that follows 4 boozy battle maidens for hire. The story starts off where they've gotten into one bar fight too many and they're thrown into the jail of the town that they live in, and they are told that they can be released providing that they complete a couple of quests for the realm. Now in volume 4 that plotline isn't really a thing, but that is the starting point of the series, and I really love the characters and the storyline in this one. I've been meaning to continue, and a graphic novel is perfect for a 48-hour readathon. However, I'm going to be hosting the first round of reading sprints and it isn't going to take me 4 hours to finish this one, so I am definitely going to need at least some sort of backup. But that is it. I think that is all of the information you need. I know that it's a lot. I know that there is a lot of information in this video, but the main thing that you guys need to know is that this is completely live. So as long as you have a copy of the schedule and access to the rolls as they happen, you should, fingers crossed, be absolutely fine. And also double fingers crossed that everything goes as smoothly as I hope it does. So please let me know down in the comments whether you will be participating in this round of Bookoplathon. Let me know which of the first 2 prompts you're going to go with and what book you have selected for it, or maybe if you're going to combine them. Please do check out my description box because there's going to be a ton of information in there, as well as links to all of my co-host channels, which you guys will need by the time the readathon rolls around. And also if you guys have any questions, then please do ask and I will try and get to as many of those as possible. If there is a question that I am being frequently asked, I will put it into the description box of this video. So if you do have a question, please check there first in case somebody has asked a similar question and it has already been clarified. But that is it for this video, guys. Please don't forget to like if you liked it and subscribe if you wanna. If you head to my description box, you'll find a link to my Goodreads, Instagram and Twitter if you'd like to follow me on any of those, as well as a link to my Bookish Candle website, the Instagram for that, and a 10% off discount code. But that is it from me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the next round of Bookoplathon, and as always, may the rolls be ever in your favor. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you're go and nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.